73. My national public radio problem never ends. The corporation bought U.S. Senate will never pass paid family leave, always rejecting help for new baby parents to care for the infant and economically survive. Government provided in most developed, not to mention civilized nations. Big rich companies can afford it, but only with federal aid can small companies compete for employees needing full benefits. The American bribers buy the propaganda to destroy baby care that could eat into corporate tax breaks and government contracts. Family leave is nothing but handouts to lazy, greedy parent goldbrickers. Never mind 50 times greater federal charity to poor little Fortune 500ers. The Colorado legislature passed family leave after listening to the truth. Every dollar spent on booming new parents and babies' well-being adds $5 to the gross domestic product. Corporate bribery of politicians buys corporate welfare back, all ripped out of the general welfare the American Constitution designed as our government's purpose and duty. An American third-party presidential candidate, RFK, spent his career suing corporations and directly criticizes company corruption of politicians, but dries up before offering solid law against it. He is likely to take a fatal chunk of Biden's liberal vote, delivering the election to historic companies crush public lackey Donald Trump. American federal corruption, 100% corporate bribery that liars call campaign contributions, also buys imminent World War III and inaction surrender to CO2 explosion, thirst genocide, and farm and forest death. Politicians all cause this rocket to extinction. Only you can stop it. Most of my speeches warn you of that mushroom cloud in your window, but you need more evidence of the coming end of the world to blow you off your couch. In 1983, President Reagan ordered a simulated war game, codenamed Proud Prophet, designed by Thomas Schelling, a Berkeley and Harvard Cold War intellectual who applied game theory and mathematics to predict outcomes of action on and from complex systems. The goal of the war game was to demonstrate to the Pentagon the various ways in which nuclear war could and would unfold after it began. You should recall my multiple reports from other studies that, while corrupt government liars pretend that 50 different limited little nuclear wars plotted by federal gamesters for real can all end in our victory with casualties well short of world holocaust, every independent expert states that the first few nukes blow 100% of Earth's total arsenal. Every day for 2 weeks, more than 200 people at the War College listen to Secretary of Defense call the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. They discussed many nuclear war scenarios put forth by study director Schelling, from small tactical nuclear weapon attacks to massive first strike decapitation attempts. Scenarios involved nuclear exchanges between small nation initial combatant pairs up to huge superpower savagery. The results of these war games were kept secret until declassification in 2012. 100% of these scenarios ended with always uncontrolled escalation to complete Armageddon-like destruction. with the U.S., Russia, and Europe totally destroyed, with the entire northern hemisphere uninhabitable from fallout, with the death of 500 million people in the war's opening salvo alone, followed by the starvation and death of almost everyone who initially survived. This same as every other study, hideous death of most of humanity did not even consider the 100 trillion dirt tons ground burst into the stratosphere, 28 degrees 2-year nuclear winter that other analysts predicted. Just removal of Earth's life support anyway, regardless of freezing or scorching. Professor Paul Bracken of Yale was a war game attendee and reported its results to Annie Jacobsen, which I read and directly quoted from her book, Nuclear War, A Scenario. Only your emergency appeal to the American government could stop our ignorant leaders from boosting Ukraine's frontline offense to bash Russian forces eastward, almost certainly next smashing a 180 million degree fireball through your living room window at 500 miles per hour. This 2024 and 25 Save the World campaign is your priority one. Then expect only a 15-year legal, political, and economic family fight against every nuclear and conventional monster, while your world majority progresses far faster towards border defenses only, swords into plowshares, rescue of the people from the confused, captured, but still human and salvageable gamesters. Now I'm done. You have begun.